On my 40th, my family left me out. 2 days later, they found out what I did. I woke up to an empty house on my birthday. No balloons, no coffee brewing, nothing. I checked my phone, 0 messages. By noon, I started thinking maybe they planned a surprise party for later. By 3 p.m., I knew something was wrong. That's when I opened Instagram. There was my wife, Sarah, my brother Tom, and both our kids at my lake cabin, the one I'd been secretly paying off for 3 years as a surprise investment property. The banner behind them said, "New beginnings." Sarah's caption, "Sometimes you need a weekend without the boring one." The comments were worse. Friends I'd known for years laughing along. My own mother replied with a champagne emoji. I scrolled through every photo. Sarah and Tom standing close, too close. My kids smiling like nothing was wrong. 40 candles on a cake I wasn't there to blow out. I sat there on my couch, still wearing the shirt Sarah said made me look handsome, staring at that screen for what felt like hours. Then something shifted. I wasn't sad anymore. I was just done. I called my lawyer first. Turns out, when you own property outright, you can change the locks remotely through the smart home system. I did it right there, sitting in the dark. Then I logged into our banking app. Every credit card I'd given Sarah for family emergencies, canceled. The joint account funding their little getaway, frozen pending fraud review. I didn't sleep that night. Instead, I went through our finances with a spreadsheet and 3 cups of coffee. That's when I found it. Hundreds of small transfers over 6 months. Money going to an LLC I'd never heard of. I searched the name, Blue Wave Rentals. The business registration showed 2 names, Sarah Mitchell and Thomas Mitchell, my wife and my brother. They'd been renting out my cabin as a vacation property, taking bookings, pocketing cash, using my mortgage payments to fund their side hustle. Every girls' trip Sarah took aligned perfectly with a booking. Every weekend Tom said he was busy, another rental. By sunrise, I had everything printed and organized in a manila folder. Every transaction, every booking confirmation, every text message I'd ignored where they mentioned the property like it was theirs. 2 days later, my phone started ringing. Sarah first. "Mike, what did you do? We're locked out and all our stuff is inside." I didn't answer. Tom called next, his voice tight. "This isn't funny, man. You're embarrassing everyone." Then came the voicemail from Sarah I'll never forget. She was crying. "The credit cards aren't working. We can't get home. Please, Mike. The kids are scared." I texted back one line, "You celebrated new beginnings. I gave you one." My mother called screaming about how I was tearing the family apart. My father left a message saying I was overreacting to a joke. A joke. They called humiliating me on my birthday and my own property a joke. That afternoon, I drove to the cabin myself. They were gone by then, but they'd left everything, clothes, coolers, the decorations. The security cameras I'd installed last year had recorded the whole weekend. Hours of footage. Sarah and Tom sneaking off together. Late night conversations where they mocked me for never noticing anything. Planning their next rental weekend while my kids slept upstairs. The footage also showed them going through my office, photographing documents, discussing how to transfer the deed into their LLC without me knowing. That's when I realized this wasn't just betrayal. It was theft, fraud, premeditated. I forwarded everything to my lawyer, then to the district attorney's office, then to Sarah's employer, because turns out using company time to run a fraudulent rental business violates her contract. Within a week, the audit started. Tom's accounts frozen, Sarah fired. Both facing charges for fraud, forgery, and misuse of property. My parents tried to convince me to drop it, talking about family and forgiveness, but I'd already moved past them. I rebranded the cabin as an executive retreat, hired a real property manager, and had it fully booked within a month. Every dollar they'd stolen, I made back triple.